Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's devotion for June 23rd. Today's devotion is titled God's Mighty Power. I'm sorry if I end up sneezing. My nose is just like, I'm constantly feeling like I have to sneeze. Good morning, Shadow. So today's devotion is titled God's Mighty Power, and the Bible reading is from Exodus chapter 14, verses 21 to 23 and 26 to 31. Then Moses raised his hand over the sea, and the Lord opened up a path through the water with a strong east wind. The wind blew all that night, turning the seabed into dry land. So the people of Israel walked through the middle of the sea on dry ground, with walls of water on each side. Then the Egyptians, all of Pharaoh's horses, chariots, and charioteers, chased them into the middle of the sea. When all the Israelites had reached the other side, the Lord said to Moses, "Raise your hand over the sea again, then the waters will rush back and cover the Egyptians and their chariots and charioteers." So as the sun began to rise, Moses raised his hand over the sea, and the water rushed back into its usual place. The Egyptians tried to escape, but the Lord swept them into the sea. Then the waters returned and covered all the chariots and charioteers, the entire army of Pharaoh, all of the Egyptians who had chased the Israelites into the sea. Not a single one survived. But the people of Israel had walked through the middle of the sea on dry ground, as the water stood up like a wall on both sides. Excuse me. That is how the Lord rescued Israel from the hand of the Egyptians that day. And the Israelites saw the bodies of the Egyptians washed up on the seashore. When the people of Israel saw the mighty power that the Lord had unleashed against the Egyptians, they were filled with awe before him. They put their faith in the Lord and in his servant Moses. The seemingly impossible, I made up a word, impossible. The seemingly impossible happened when hurricane-force winds changed the flow of the mighty Mississippi River. In August 2021, Hurricane Ida came ashore on the coast of Louisiana, and the astonishing result was a negative flow, meaning water actually flowed upriver for several hours. Experts estimate that over its life cycle, a hurricane can expend energy equivalent to 10,000 nuclear bombs. Such incredible power to change the course of flowing water helps me understand the Israelites' response to a far more significant negative flow recorded in Exodus. While fleeing the Egyptians who'd enslaved them for centuries, the Israelites came to the edge of the Red Sea. Wait, I read that, I think, with the wrong tone. While fleeing the Egyptians, I think I said while fleeing the Egyptians. While fleeing the Egyptians who'd enslaved them for centuries, the Israelites came to the edge of the Red Sea. In front of them was a wide body of water, and behind them was the heavily armored Egyptian army. In that seemingly impossible situation, Cat just jumped up here, the Lord drove the sea back with a strong east wind and turned it into dry land. The Israelites went through the sea. Rescued in that incredible display of power, the people feared the Lord. Responding with awe is natural after experiencing the immensity of God's power. But it didn't end there. The Israelites also put their trust in him. As we experience God's power in creation, we too can stand in awe of his might and place our trust in him. Creator God. No, I skipped something. Ha! I'm having a hard time this morning. When have you experienced a display of God's power in creation? Sorry, the dog is barking now. How did that lead to a greater trust in Him? And earlier when I said Creator God, I was starting to say the prayer that's down below. I don't normally go with those, but since I started it, might as well. So the prayer is, Creator God, please help me to trust you more when I see awesome displays of your power. Anyway, thank you for joining me for today's devotion, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.